Hey everybody, my usual crew is absent due to holidays and finals, so I'll just be doing this commentary solo this time. Commentary will probably be sparse. I'll just be explaining a few things as we go through the video. We're gonna be using Raymond because what was he doing when we were fighting Skagdead? I'm gonna try out the government pistol this time. It's a pistol that has low refire rate but has really high power, so you could do some really neat tricks with it. I'll also be using the the second Magnum of this video series, the Python. Unlike the Lighthawk, it has higher firepower but slower fire rate. And just to round out Raymond Vester, we're gonna use a PSG-1 for rapid fire sniping. Gotta reload. Ugh. Magnums are expensive.
All I need is 5 minutes.
Now, the neat thing with the government is that it has low refire, but it completely obliterates body parts. So if you want to set up for executions, you use the government. $934 damage, good lord. Now this is where we begin to see masteries take place, because Raymond Vester does not have rifle mastery. Now while the damage may seem normal, his reload with a rifle is painfully slow. So whenever you try to work with weapons that that your character doesn't have a mastery for, be careful. I think the worst part is when you use assault rifles and try to use the G36 or the high roller. Also, this room is very dangerous for people trying to solo this. It's an absolute must that you use either a decoy or a pulse grenade to get out of trouble. Raymond's melee is basically a rising kick. It doesn't have any horizontal range, but it goes deep. So if there are any zombies in behind your target, they're going to get hit pretty well. The only issue is Raymond is not built for close quarters combat, so unless you have the brass knuckles mod, you're not going to be doing much damage with his execution. I'm not gonna fuck around with this guy. Now here's how awesome the government is. Only 5 bullets to take out an arm, on a defender too. That's incredible. Sadly, he's a defender, and we're Raymond Vester, so we're not going to be doing much damage in melee. I get bored while I'm loading screens, okay? Now, the main reason you would pick Raymond Vester is you want a character that has Magnum Mastery. And he's got really good Magnum Mastery. So if you want to make the Python viable, you use Raymond. And you gotta be a really crack shot with it, too. This room is especially terrible because there's a tricorn here. There's also a boss tricorn. So unless you're specifically underneath this awning, you're gonna take damage and lose your Trinity bonus. And you don't want that, do you? Now, while the government is great for getting critical hits, it's not great for body shots, so you gotta be really precise with it. Also, we see a new champion model. This one is purple, signifying that it's the big boss of the level. It's not exactly the big boss of the level, but it has all the buffs of previous stuff. See defense, attack, and speed. So it's their way of making non-boss enemies more threatening. This is also why I like the PSG. It's a sniper rifle that you don't need to bolt action reload, so you can stay in scope forever. Magnums are still more powerful though, as per the Resident Evil credo. Now you gotta be really careful in this area because there are a lot of places where you could get flanked by a single ooze and lose your Trinity bonus. I think I replayed this mission, what, 8 or 9 times? Terrible. This ledge, however, is really fantastic for staying out of trouble. You could definitely use the rifle to get ooh! That champion snuck up on me, but that ledge saved me. Good job, invincibility frames. I'm not even gonna bother executing this guy. He could taste the magnum. I'm getting a lot of use out of the government lately. I find it's a fun gun to use in raid mode. Now the final enemy, well, the main enemy of this area is Skagdead, much like the campaign. Skagdead, however, is accompanied by more speed champions, so it'd be best to take them out before taking on the boss itself. He needs a hug. Aw. Now, unlike the rifles, the Magnum has no penetration, so watch out when you're using that. Be absolutely sure you don't miss your shot, because that ammo is expensive. Now with the Skag Dead, you typically stun him by doing high amounts of damage or using a pulse grenade, and you can melee him pretty easily with an execution, but I'm trying to be cautious here. After all, the Magnum is the end-all answer to your woes in Resident Evil. That, and I just really like the Python. It's such a good weapon. Now remember, the human head is the weak point of Skag Dead, not the gaping maw. Now after that thrilling fight, you'd think we'd be done by now. But there's still more to it. These guys generally can sneak up on you if you're in a hurry, so I'm taking them out quickly. Also just having fun with Raymond's execution. Now there's one last enemy in this area, but he's a non-issue. However, he is really tenacious. It's a Guardian Tricorn. So you're gonna be wasting a lot of your ammo. I don't quite know how to expose a Tricorn's throat parasite, which is unfortunate. It seems like the only way to do so is with a pulse grenade. Good job, Raymond. You did it. S rank Trinity bonus. David Bowie truly is a diamond dog. Ooh, a high roller. Gotta keep that. All that practice put to good work. This mission, however, no matter how much I practice it, I still can't get the Trinity bonus solo. There are several dirty tricks in this mission alone that make it really hard to take no damage. This area is going to require a good rifle and some good close quarters combat, so we're going to use Chris Redfield, because the combination of close range shotgun and long range rifle are pretty good. Yeah, Chris Redfield. I was looking through my area to see if anybody had machine gun and rifle mastery, but I don't have that yet. Since it's Chris Redfield, the Road Warrior, we're naturally going to have to give him a weapon that complements his very muscular nature. The Hydra. That famous shot. We're also going to use the G36 because we need a good, well-rounded weapon. Now, I believe at this point I'm trying to get a new PSG because I realized that my current one is level 2. So if you see me skipping through menus, just skip to the beginning of the mission. Oh, I actually purchased more Magnum ammo. Go figure. I guess that'll be next video.
Okay, it's time to do this.
Now, given the mission's circumstances, it's really weird to consider why you would bring a sniper rifle to this mission, but you'll see why in a minute. Also, here's a cheeky fucker. Taste the Hydra. Now this initial area is pretty intimidating when you first start out, but it's an alleyway. And if you know where the spawns are coming from, that rifle is really useful. This is basically a giant shooting gallery. And given the rifle's penetration, you don't have to worry about a mob either. Easy as pie. Ooh, a boss is here. But luckily, hunters are susceptible to both rifle and machine gun bullets. And this entire mission uses hunters, so an assault rifle would do you well here. Now here's a dirty trick. They hide a gun part here. But that gun part also triggers spawns, so if you don't get that gun part, you won't be getting the genocide bonus. So remember that orange signs always mean you could hop the fence. I do enjoy the G36. It's such a versatile gun. Now if you're low on supplies when you're first starting off, this place is nice to get back some bullets and a couple grenades. And they give you a pulse grenade here too, which was great if you were in the last chapter, but hunters are not susceptible to the pulse grenades, as we'll see later in the video. Also, this area is a really dirty trick, because the trigger doesn't spawn until you pass that spawn point, but they flank you pretty quickly, so if you don't know what's going on, you will get sucked. And another one spawns too. This is unfortunate. Luckily, this is why I packed a shotgun. Shotguns are great for just clearing the area and stunning enemies. And given how Terra Grigia has such close quarters, naturally the shotgun would be best here. Ooh, that one was close. Not today though, Hunter. I'm good at swapping weapons. Here's a nice little break room that resupplies you. On normal mode, raid mode, you're not typically low on bullets, but it's still nice to do stuff like this. That way you can save up on BP by gathering ammunition. Oh, hey, it's an emblem. Free money. God, BP. It's like we're Metal Gear Solid 4 here. Except we're not working for Drebin. So this basically confirms that Chris's uppercut does not have any multi-hit attributes. It's just a single target hit. Luckily, his execution does a gratuitous amount of damage, far more than, say, Raymond's. Also, I just now realized this when narrating, there's a emblem at the bottom of the staircase, but I forgot to check. It's worth roughly 500 BP, so it's not necessary, but it's good to know. Now, if you remember from the episode in the LP, you could actually use this place to snipe with grenades, but I did not prepare well for this area. However, I have a sniper rifle, so it doesn't matter. I'll just smoke these fools from a distance. A little disappointed that you can't get a back of the head shot. On the note of hidden emblems, got a little cheeky one here that I can't hit. Aw, gotta waste a bullet for that one. Now this area shouldn't be tricky, but this is where I lose my Trinity bonus. The sniper rifle is good for killing them, but it takes too long to iron sight, and I just took it to the face. It's never fun to take it to the face. So if you're doing this solo, just bust out the shotgun here. You'll do yourself a favor. Now this is by far the hardest part of the mission if you play solo. And even as much as I've practiced this level, I cannot, for the life of me, get this solo. Which is why it's unfortunate all my friends are dealing with finals. The problem with this area is that it's a giant arena, you have a lot of enemies to deal with, and there's no real way to funnel them. I suppose the best way would be to start the sequence and then backtrack to the hallway entrance, but that's a spawn point too, and I don't exactly know where hunters spawn from that area. However, if you're clever enough, you could also use the orange signs as iframes in order to cheese out the hunters if you're getting swarmed. Or you could get good with the dodge, but that's just silly. It's what I should be doing, but... Now this big MacGuffin is the guy that holds the old key, which unlocks the elevator. But yeah, that big purple guy holds the key, but you're not quite done yet. There's still a lot more enemies to deal with, and you could run away and beat the level if you want, but then you won't be getting the genocide bonus, by far the easiest bonus to get in the game. Oh my goodness, you're tiny. I don't want to deal with executions, not with a champion nearby. Now when you beat all the enemies here, this little guy shows up. Now remember kids, don't get too arrogant around this guy, or else he'll take your no damage bonus with that big stupid grin. I'm not quite sure if he counts towards the genocide bonus. If he does, I must have been hitting them all. And we're in the final stretch of this mission. Chris Redfield made it his mission to travel into the past and stop Terra Grigia, but he's not quite done yet. Luckily, this game resupplies you one more time in order to cut down on costs. Sadly, we got one more enemy to deal with, and it's a Guardian. It's a good thing hunters are super weak to assault rifles, because then you could just do this. Now, this is technically the end of the video, but I'm trying to see if there's any hidden emblems I may have missed. So if you want to stop the video here, go ahead, I won't mind. If you do though, thanks for watching. One last uppercut.
Okay, we're done here.
Ah, A rank. I guess I wasn't fast enough. I was erring on the side of caution though, so that's probably why I A ranked it.